All right. Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teacher Snoop. Do you have with me Bianca?
It's
It's me.
me, Bianca. And Bianca's an Italian name.
And we're continuing on our coverage of Booster Gold as we enter, sadly, Dan Jurgen's initial final arc of the run before he ends up, he does come back for one final arc that wraps things up leading into New 52. But this will be some of the last stuff he does before Keith Giffen and James T. Mateus takes over for a good length. But we'll start off with the Booster Gold Blackest Night tie-in. Now, by this point, the Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle backup had ended. Yeah, it didn't last that long, unfortunately. But he does tie into this, complete with the artists who worked on that book as well.
Okay, cool.
So we get a nice summary, target located and locked. As we get a nice summary of Booster Gold's history along with Ted Kord's history as memory complete. Ted Kord of Earth. Or, wait, that's not right. Yeah, rise. Mistakes. We all make them. Sometimes they're big enough to haunt us the rest of our lives. Me, I've made more than my share, enough to fill a fleet of garbage trucks. My problem is I make my mistakes at the worst possible time. Like when my mom needed money for an operation, that's when I started. Oh, come on, girl. Sorry. Okay, down. That's when I started betting on games. Or when Batman wanted my attention during a JLA meeting, only I couldn't stop giggling. Or right now. Okay, what's with some of these pages are completely out of order. What the hell?
Uh-oh. Somebody's fired.
Yeah, what the hell? I gotta check this. Hold on. Yeah, this is the order it was put in. This is completely a botched order.
What?
Yeah. But yeah, basically by this point they got a message from Flash warning him about the Blackest Night. And we even get a summary about Michelle still being missing. What if someone took him, like the Black Beetle? Did you download the latest scans that you took of him into the main computer? Unfortunately, my scans didn't and yielded no new information, Dr. Hunter. There's something new to upload. Notice, he's lying!
As I would expect.
But yeah, so this was back to his booster. One man, two memorial services. One for Ted Kord, businessman, inventor. Another for Ted Kord, the hero. The rest of the world was told dead, and Ted died from a massive heart attack. Only the people in this room knew the truth. That he died from a gunshot to the head that was so much damage we needed a closed casket. Problem was that Booster was then and Ted was then cremated still by the checkmate men. So there shouldn't be a body.
Sometimes they have an empty casket.
No, but they're saying it was so damaged we need to keep it closed.
Ew. Unless they don't know. Why is Superman's S black?
It's not. It's just the shade, the shadow. Now notice he has
What
the collar.
is it?
Notice he has the collar. I'm the last to arrive. No one knows what to say to me. But why would they? No one ever knows what to say or do at a time like this. Except Diana. Real sympathy. A side of herself she usually hides. Seems like we'd just been together for Sue's funeral. That was in the back of everyone's mind too. The eulogies float right past me. Superman goes first, then John. Batman says a word, doesn't say a word. Hardly a surprise. Then it's my turn. I have a million things I want to say about how Ted was the best guy ever until that bastard who introduced us, Max Lord, killed him. I don't want to stake Diana for killing Max. Not exactly the right sentiment in a church, so I pass. Or tell Barbara that she was the love of Ted's life, not that she returned the feeling. Or even tell Guy that despite the fact that he treated us like we were beneath him, Ted actually liked him. But then I wonder, why did they treat Ted like he didn't matter? Like he wasn't good enough to be on their new oh so superior Justice League, or that their constant put downs and insults hurt, or that part of that part of being a god means you should act like you have some class. And then
I
there's
like how what's his name? Guy looks hurt the most.
He is, and the toughest of them all. Because if not for him and that damn Brother Eye satellite he shot into space, Ted would still be alive. There's so much I wanted to say, so much that needs to be said. But in typical Michael Carter fashion, where every victory is turned to defeat, I come up empty. Okay, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is just jumping around, but I'm pretty sure it is not the right order. But look, there's Jaime. Whoa, best burrito in town. But maybe just one next time. Jaime Reyes, we must speak. Skeets, not here, okay? People will see us. Something wrong with Booster? He's missing with all that's happening, like the dead supposedly coming back to life. Spooky, not supposedly, actually, which is why we're concerned. Sorry, haven't seen him, Tin Man. What about the Black Beetle? Given his time travel powers, he is capable of anything at any time. Tell me about it. We threw down a couple of weeks ago. Haven't seen him since. What is your opinion of the Black Beetle? Total whack job. Either that or the smartest, most devious guy ever. Always talking, talking. Says wild stuff to throw you off your game. Hmm. Thank you for your help. If you hear from Booster, let me go. Wait! Booster and the previous Blue Beetle, Ted Kord. They were really tight, right? BFF and all? Indeed. Booster was there in the Batcave with me when the scare first turned me into Blue Beetle. It's like he was my guide into the world of superherodom. If he needs help, the Blue Beetle is going to be here. A pleasure to have you on board, though I'm not sure where to go from here. And could he be off in the time stream? If so, he deactivated his homing beacon. Finding him may be impossible. Some friend I am. Bad enough I wasn't there to save him. Now at his funeral, I can't find the means to pay proper tribute. I'm sorry, Ted. I'm so sorry. Booster, Michael, we understand. You do? Because I don't. I don't understand where. Oh, hold on a second. I'll be right back.
Know anything.
Sorry about that. I'm going to have to edit all that out. Hello?
Yeah,
There you are.
I was talking to the audience about metamorphosis.
Sorry, I'm going to edit all that out, though.
It's fine.
By the way, I have an upcoming video that you might find interesting. One of the videos I did was Carrie, Venom the Mace, one of the early 90s artwork of Liam Sharp.
Liam Sharp.
So I knew you love that.
I have to see if I can catch it if I'm not working.
Let me. Oh. Sorry, she just jumps up and always paws at the cord.
Kick her.
I'm not gonna kick her. I love her.
Snowflake, where are you so I can push you?
Hold on, let me just double check when that is so I can let you know right now while it's on my mind. Come on. Yeah, and that one is going to be on April 3rd.
Is that next week?
No, 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
2 weeks. Okay, a week from this coming Monday.
Interesting.
Okay, anyway. I'm giving my hand gesture so I can know to come back. Anyway, I don't understand where you were and where were you, or Superman was, or even Batman was when Ted needed us. My God, he's gone to Batman for help. You're angry. I understand that. You're angry because we are the ones who were supposed to prevent things like this from happening. And you're angry with yourself for not being there. You have to make peace with yourself, Michael. Once you do, life will get better. It's what Ted would want. But I should have been there. How can I stand up there and say something when I failed him? It's not like I cost him a job. He's dead. Dead. Booster Gold. Bad enough to be AWOL when Ted needed me most. What kind of man can't eulogize his best friend? I've seen some bad days in my life, but this might have been my worst. The day I couldn't pay tribute to my friend, I should have come back here. But sometimes You need, and looking in the mirror of the past and seeing yourself at your regrettable failing worst shows you that there's only one direction left to go. Up for Ted. To be anything less than the best I can possibly be would dishonor his memory. Daniel, you promised no video games tonight. But you promised we'd go out together to do something I want for once. But Rose, the guys, I mean, you wanted me to take you to a cat show. A cat show. You promised. Ding dong. Please have to be someone who'll get me out of this.
What's a
Wow,
cat
dude, dude,
show?
dude. You've got a hot girlfriend here. You're really going to. Daniel is an
Listen,
idiot. Daniel is an idiot.
priorities, video games.
Daniel is a moron, isn't he?
Yes. What's a cat show?
I think they mean to go see cats.
That's amazing. Let's go.
Oh, it's you guys. Hey, could I interest you, you taking Rose to a cat show? We're looking for Booster, Daniel. Have you seen him? You lost track of him? Yes. Did he say anything to you about where he might be heading? Not a word, but I'd be happy to spend the next couple of hours brainstorming it with you. Daniel, we have to leave now, but this is Booster we're talking about, hon. We have to help. Do you hear that? Like a plane or a jet? One that's getting closer? Too close. It's like it's going to hit. Boom! Is that the Blue Beetle ship? The real Blue Beetle ship? What do you mean real? If it is, I'm going to pound him for what he did in my house. This is related to the Flash's warning. This is not Ted Kord. Skeets! How can you say that, bud? We're as tight as could be. Friends in life and death. Bwahaha! Daddy boy, ancestor to my best friend. Not the Carter I'm looking for, but you'll do. What kind of freak show? Ah, sweet fear. I love the smell of fear in the morning. Night too, even better. This is Ted Kord's body, reanimated by the Black Lantern ring. He needs to feed on emotion. You're telling me to get him out of here? Consider it done. Because whatever you aren't the Blue Beetle. Neither of you, Junior. Oh, by the way, your hospitality sucks. You punks mine. We're trying to sleep over here. Rage. If it's sleep you want, old man, I can help with that. Permanently. He tore the heart right out of that man's chest. Get Rose to safety, Jaime. Not Jaime. Me. Supernova. And Daniel, hang on. I'll have you teleport here in no time. Bravo, and Daniel. But
Yay.
oh my. Ouch. I bet that hurt. Rather than let you suffer, how about we make it permanent?
Oh,
But Booster shows up and, uh-oh. Jaime, oh my God. And Booster, old buddy, old pal. I've been looking all over it for you, Bubba. That voice. Yep, it's me, all right. Ted, dial up the babes, my man. It's party time. Ted, you're alive and kicking, Bubba. Most definitely kicking. Oh, jeez. Again, I love Dan Jurgen's writing here, don't you?
yeah, Dan Jurgens.
The blue and gold will finally be reunited. In death. Oh, shit.
Oh, this is the time to Blackest Night.
Yeah, I already told you that.
No, I
It was on the first cover. It was on the last cover.
Yeah, I missed it.
A few minutes ago, I was in the past, revisiting Ted Kord's funeral. I returned to the present, figuring to hang out with my ancestor, Daniel Carter. Instead, I come back face to face with the impossible, Ted Kord. Alive? You call yourself Supernova? Quite an ego for a guy who's the ancestor of the Booster Gold. It's fortunate you are here, sir. As you can see, we have quite the dilemma on our hands. That can't be, indeed not, sir, though he will try to make you think otherwise. Booster, old buddy, old pal. Good to see you again, bro. That voice. He certainly sounds like Mr. Kord, doesn't he? I'm back, buddy. I'm back. Look out, world. The blue and gold together again. Or should it be the gray and gold? That is Mr. Kord's reanimated corpse powered by a Black Lantern ring, sir. According to the Flash, the ring can access Ted's memories, personality, and control his body. That is the sickest damn thing I've ever heard. Rage. What's so sick? Unconventional, maybe, but it's me, Booster. Me. No. Think about the fun we had. Like when we injected castor oil into the creamy fillings of John's Choco cookies. or the time you put Fire's panties in dry ice, or when you sprayed Ralph with WD-40 while he was napping. He couldn't hold his shape for 3 hours after that. No matter what you say, you aren't Ted. Oh, I may not have the classic award-winning looks of before, but it's me, Mikey. Me. I was there when you put the cherry bomb in the Batmobile's exhaust pipe. The day you turned off the hot water heater while Black Canary was showering. Booster, don't listen to him. He tried to kill us. Whoever is behind this, whatever monster pulled you out of the dirt, will pay. Oh, yeah, that's it. Get emotional. Get angry. I'm just eat that up. You okay, Rose? That freak tried to rip Daniel's heart right out of him. How can this be happening? Long as I need a heart, I might as well start with yours, my dear. Get away from her, you freak! Are you dense? There's nothing you can do. You'll have to learn the hard way. Ah! What are you waiting for, Booster? Clock this guy! Ah, the wannabe. Nice, Blue Beetle. To the rescue. Change your name, Junior. You're ruining my brand. Gotta wake up. I'm letting Ted... No, not Ted. That freak get to me. You know you can't blast me, Mikey. Not when you can have your old buddy back. But I can't have you interfering. Ugh, concussion blast. Not when there's work to be done. Yum. Dan, are you all right? Run, Rose. You aren't safe here. You got that right. You're a hottie. Are you totally tied to that loser over there? How'd you like to date a real man? Seriously, why give your heart to him when a guy like me would love to take it?
Oh, that's sexual harassment. Call HR.
If there is a shred of Ted Kord left inside of you, there's no way you could do this. Jealous? Get your own girl. And how about I fix you up with a friend? Sue Dibney's alive. Shut up! Please, Booster, help me. I don't want to be doing these things. The ring is making me... Ted? I knew you had to be there somewhere. Please help me. I want to breathe. Be alive again. It's a trick, Booster. Do not believe him. And it worked. You always were an idiot. This is too dangerous. There are civilians here, and Daniel's already wounded. We have to leave. You're running? You're running? Cowards! We're time travelers. We can return to the exact second. Your suit has the transportation powers, Dan. Let's get out of here. Ah, well, go. But for everyone I kill, well, it'll be your fault for not stopping me, Mikey. Booster, what happened? Ted's happened. He's back. Revived by the Black Lanterns, Dr. Hunter. Daniel! Whoa, this place is more chill than I remember. This Black Lantern matter is getting out of hand. Will Daniel be all right? Can you help him? I think so, Rose. That suit kind of freezes the wearer in time, even keeps him from aging. Even though it was torn, it drastically slowed the blood loss. I gotta say, I do like how this was actually used to actually make Daniel actually be a hero for once.
And actually try.
Yep. But yeah, of course he's starting to argue, but he's like, where were you? I needed a break. Next time, let us know how to get a hold of you. You were needed. I don't answer to you, Rip. This will shock a control freak like you, but there are things I can do without getting your permission. Hey, can we relax here? Having a planet overrun by zombies is tension enough. Good call, Jaime. Let's focus on the problem at hand. Skeets. So they replay Flash's message that was done in Blackest Night. I go back to time. Stop Max Lord from killing Ted. Boom. Problem solved. No corpse to reanimate. You know that won't work, Booster. Solidified time. The solidified time lecture where you tell me the past can't be changed. Again, I've had it up to here with your series and explanation. I won't let you manipulate me. Every time I listen to you, I get burned. When I thought about saving Ted before, and before, you never mentioned I'd end up fighting his corpse. You're the time expert. You knew this was coming, didn't you? Do you know how it ends? Does anyone die? Jaime, Rose, Daniel, anyone? Do you even care? Or is it insignificant to someone who uses the time stream as its personal playground? And as long as it's supposed to happen, you'll watch and say, mission accomplished. Finished? Good. That isn't at all accurate. What I want is save it. My own sister disappeared into the time stream, and you haven't done a thing to find her. And you've been hiding something from me since day one. Someday I'll find out what that is. Right now I have a job to do. My best friend has to die again, and I have to be the one to kill him. Hey, wait for us. You aren't going into this without your friends, Booster. Good luck. The day will come when you'll understand why I had to do these things this way, Dad. So yeah, they're at Kord Industry. They're about to enter inside. And no, works by genetic coding. Only two people could activate this entrance, Ted and me. But when they're in there, it then determines that someone else had entered in there. The entrance lock. Someone else came through here a few months ago. That's impossible. It wasn't me. And the only other person who could possibly gain access was dead. All the way back during the end of Jeff Johns' run, where he had Ted.
Mm.
Someone seemed to show up and going blah ha ha.
Blah.
Unfortunately, that never gets resolved.
Aw.
Ah, well, go. But for everyone, I know, right at that moment, Harley, you're back. That was quick. And the only thing that will be quicker is your death, you disgusting freak. How? And the shock of seeing Ted's body brought back to life might have slowed me down before, but not this time. Yeah, you sound like Ted. Talk like him. When it comes down to it, you're nothing more than reanimated dirt and mud in my book. Like, we're ready for you this time. Skeets, easily done, Booster. So both of them together, with some help from Skeets' energy, blast him, knock him down, and we've slowed him down. But he's already growing a new hand. So yeah, they grab the ring separates. They grab Ted's body, fly on out of there, unable to detect the host, so the ring leaves. Thus, the body is no longer there. I mean, it's no longer being seen by him. Booster, you okay? It's weird, Jaime. Ted's funeral was a disaster for me. I've been haunted by it ever since. Now we're here burying him again. He was the best friend a man could ask for, and the best man any of us could hope to be. One who did whatever he could on behalf of others. Rest well, Ted. You'll never be forgotten. Indeed, he won't, sir. Whoa! Vanishing point monitors are able to show virtually any instant time, sir. And I such you might appreciate seeing a montage of your time with Mr. Kord. Incredible. Simply incredible. And nice work, little buddy. If you had arms, I'd give you a hug. You are quite welcome, sir. Wow. I mean, wow. You've done good today, Jaime. Ted would be honored to have you using the Blue Beetle name. One of these days, the blue and gold might ride again. I don't know, Booster. Seeing all these scenes from the past, well, I never realized how much background was there. I can't live up to all those JLA adventures you guys had. What all that this makes me realize is that when it comes down to it, I can be the Blue Beetle, but I can't replace Ted. Maybe so. All you can do is be the best Jaime Reyes you can be. Everything else will fall in place. Best way to honor Ted I can think of. Agreed. Now we got to find a way to take care of all those Black Lanterns. I'm sure the Justice League would appreciate a helping hand from both of you, sir. Sounds good, Skeets. Let's go end this thing. Lead the way, Booster. Several years in the past. Sorry, folks, but the news ain't good. This old girl's had it. Water pump. Basically, yeah, they're stuck there. But then when he's with it, what do you say, babe? I know you wanted to get to Seattle, but you got to admit, Coast City is a nice place to settle as any, Michelle. Whatever you say, Drew. Uh-oh! You
Oh
know
shoot!
what?
I just realized who that was.
Uh-oh, right?
Right. You're suited under hair.
But hey, we know where Michelle is. So how was that tie-in?
A lot better, a lot more fun. Oh, it's so sad too.
I know. But hey, Jaime got to help out.
Yay!
But yeah, that went T minus 2 minutes, the first slip. So basically, someone's ready to be put into a project slip shift. They're supposed to go back in time. This is a landmark event, ladies and gentlemen. The first time the United States government has sent a human being back in time and retrieved them. Ready whenever you are. Good. 1 minute to shift. Calibrate final settings. T minus 10 seconds and counting. Sir, the quantum field is moving beyond safety protocols. We have a wild fluctuation. Cut the plasma flow. Abort and shift. No good. I can't cut the flow. We're having a massive power surge at June. Seriously, people? That's the best you got? Oh, geez. Once again, dealing with the Royal Flush Gang again. I think that's becoming a bit of a running gag.
Well, listen, the Royal Flush Gang are coolio, okay?
Yeah, but the fact that we've opened up, this is like the third time.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
But yeah, so he fights them all off and BAM! Any truth to the rumors of you and Power Girl being an item? One at a time, please, folks. There's more than enough booster gold to go around.
Power
First of all,
Girl.
first of all, I
Delicious.
rejected the JLA's membership. Who needs them? Those buzzkill kill my style. Mr. Booster? Hi, kid. Looking for an autograph? Here you go. But I was hoping you'd get me Superman's autograph. Of course, next time he's at Gold Mansion to watch my Boostermobile, I'll be sure to ask him. As for your other question, Blair, I haven't signed the reality TV deal yet, and the rumors about Power Girl and me are just that, rumors. Until she's ready to say more. Know what I'm saying? But yeah, as he's heading off, great. Another time mission. I can hardly wait. My name is Michelle Carter. The only reason people might know of me, and the only reason people might know of me is my brother, Booster Gold. My life is so filled with craziness and nutsoid characters that I had to get away. So I jumped a few years into the past, met a great guy, and was eventually stranded here. Coast City. Almost blue. Looks around. First we hear Superman's dead, killed by Doomsday. Then he gets replaced by four guys claiming to be him. How is that all possible? Superman's existence is probably more complicated than one can imagine. I wish I could remember more about these days. What do you mean remember? Almost blew it. Have to be careful. Drew has no idea where I'm from. About the newspapers back east. Back east said happened. You know, specifics. Like, I was never very good at history. Wish I had been, because there's something about this era that's eating at me. In other words, she has no idea what's going to happen soon.
Oh.
You know, though, right?
I don't want to know anymore.
Well, see what? This is during Reign of the Superman. They're in Coast City.
I didn't read that.
Ico Boom.
Oh no. Out of all the places she freaking chose.
Yep. But yeah, like, I died once. Kind of. Until my brother's time-traveling friend, Rip Hunter, rescued me seconds before my death. I do remember stories of Superman coming back to life. We thought it was more legend than fact. But we see a guy at Coast City is doomed, repent. That's actually someone we'll know about. My timing sucks. This is going to be tougher than I thought. Maybe things will get better if one of these guys really are really him. Yeah, maybe. But who knows if any of them are really him. Hey, you heard a word I said? Huh? It's like you're a million miles away. Just a case of being a stranger in a strange land, I guess. Still trying to get my bearings. Coast City's wonderful, hun. If we had to break down somewhere, might as well be here. As long as we're together, it's where I want to be, Drew. So yeah, these two have kind of gone together. I guess every town has its own share of hard luck stories. And that sign, not a whack job predicting the end of the world. Don't give it a thought. But the legend of Superman and his return to life. I've forgotten all about a key aspect of that story. Coast City. I don't remember if it happens today, tomorrow, next week, but this city and everyone in it is going to die. Like, you summoned me, oh master of the time stream? I did, and we have a problem, Booster. What is it this time? Alien predators trying to steal Ben Franklin's kite? This isn't a joking matter. Someone's trying to interfere with the past in a way that mustn't be allowed. Another assassination squad sent after Hitler? No, but they're after someone just as bad, if not worse. The techniques are so crude, it's actually harder for me to track. But near as I can tell, they're operating just a few years in the past. At NASA, what could they possibly want there to prevent the launch of Shuttle Excalibur, commanded by one Hank Headshaw, the man who will become Cyborg Superman? Oh dear! So you have to go back there and try and make sure that they do take off. Where's the big Elvis collar? I kind of like that. Just a minor change to see how the public reacts. Realize you're probably here to observe the launch, but without proper clearance, Skeets, as a member of the Justice League, Mr. Gold enjoys total security clearance, as granted both by the United States government and the United Nations, sir. Here's a projection of his card. We're here due to a tip of potential trouble. Wow. Well then, you're welcome to stay. Are the astronauts in the shuttle yet? They're on their way up now, sir. So yeah, looks like we're getting the VIP send off, people. Not exactly Superman, but he'll do. That's enough, Jim. We're honored by the presence of any member of the Justice League. You're Hank Henshaw. Come to wish us luck? Yeah, Booster was wondering if he could take a quick look at the cockpit, Captain Henshaw. I suppose it would be almost prehistoric in appearance to a man from the future. Yeah, I've always been a history buff about stuff like that. Go ahead. Truth to tell, I've always think solace in knowing someone from the future is in our time. Gives me hope. Thanks, Captain. Uh-oh. And leave. You're interfering with my mission. If your mission is murder, I can't let you do it. You don't know the catastrophes, the consequences of what will happen if I don't. For speaking of Henshaw, I do. But you can't, and you don't know the chaos of what will happen if you succeed. It's worth it. Who are you? Where are you from? Not here. That's all I could say. Something's wrong. No, not now. I can't. How? Eh, Well, Booster, what do you think of our Stone Age quality space capability? Now, now it's much better than I expected. Glad to hear. Now, if you don't mind, it's time for us to go to work. Unbelievable. We're standing here doing nothing while the devil himself is about to be born. Unfortunately, there is truth in what you say. It won't happen now, but the entire crew will become bathed in radiation that changes them forever. Ultimately, don't say it. I don't even want to think about Coast City and the horrors that city will see. We're done with this. Hey, wait here. I have to talk to that man. The one with the sign? Why? Hey, mister. Wait, please. Please, I have to talk to you. You need to tell me about what you know about. Where'd he go? He's gone. Is everything all right, miss? You should be careful. You should be careful entering dark alleys. After all, you never know what trouble you'll run into. Oh my God. Uh-oh. Okay, so there is just one last arc for Jaime.
Woo! I like how the covers look shiny.
Yep. I have a message from Rip Hunter, Booster. He insists we go to Banshee Point right away. I did what he wanted. What now? We're about to find out. The time platform has locked onto us. I'm going to have to I have to find a way to keep him from finding me. Sandra Crane, if you find yourself transported from Shuttle Excalibur's launch to another time and location, it's because you failed in your first attempt to prevent Hank Henshaw from becoming the cyborg Superman. In that event, this device was programmed to trigger the chrono cells in your belt and initiate a second time shift. You now find yourself in Coast City several days before its destruction. Your new mission is to evacuate the city by any means possible. Priority one is ensuring a maximum number of lives is saved. Once your mission is complete, this device will initiate a chrono trigger that will return you home. Good luck. 7 million lives are counting on you. That might have worked if the time facility hadn't been destroyed when I was launched in the first place. I may be marooned here, but as long as Coast City is intact, I can still complete my mission. If you don't mind my saying so, miss, you look like you've seen a ghost. Like, you're the cyborg Superman. A rather delirious term the media saddled me with. I am Superman. My name is Michelle Carter. I know this man isn't Superman because I'm from the future. I don't remember the exact details, but this maniac will be responsible for Coast City's annihilation. Nothing to say? Your shock is understandable. My appearance has certainly changed. Being brought back to life as a cybernetic organism, well, it was the only way to overcome the damage Doomsday inflicted on me. I I have to go. You fear me? Why? Even the president has accepted me as Superman. That's because he doesn't know any better. Please, miss, you need not fear me. What is your name? Everything okay, Michelle? Whoa, Drew! One of the four. Wow, don't believe him. He's not what he claims. People need the time to accept my resurrection. I understand that. I would like to alleviate your concerns, but more pressing matters require my attention. Enjoy your day!
What a nice
Michelle,
cyborg Superman.
Michelle, you're not thinking clearly, obviously. You don't let the bad guy know you know.
Yeah, that's a very inexperienced on her part.
Well, it is an experience. Remember, she was only on a handful of missions, and even then still didn't understand it all.
Yeah.
Like, it's going wrong. The time stream's been corrupted. Looks like Hank Shaw still became the cyborg Superman after all, Rip. Permitting that will haunt me forever. Look, no one ever said protecting the time stream will be easy, Booster, especially when it comes to making sure tragedies and disasters happen as they are meant to. I did what you wanted. Why the summons? Something is still wrong. There's a disturbance in time, right before Coast City's devastation. When I stopped that woman from assassinating Hank Henshaw, she vanished. Is it possible that she's back and responsible? A reasonable assumption. It would certainly explain what I'm seeing here, why time so it seems to be in flux. Right. The goal wasn't to assassinate Henshaw so much as it was to save Coast City. That and even more heinous things to come. Worse than Coast City? My God, Rip, how can we keep protecting him? We aren't protecting Henshaw. We're protecting the timeline. Understand that the cyborg's level of evil will one day give rise to heroism and inspiration that will otherwise not occur. It's all part of the continuum. I can't even begin to grasp the physiological level of what you're talking about. Just tell me what I need to do. I'm sending to you what should be Coast City's final hours, Booster. Make sure it stays that way. Honey, I simply do not understand why you're so upset. I wish I could tell you, Chew, but I can't. I can't. I get that the cyborg is kind of gruesome looking, but it's more than that, isn't it? Trust me when I say he's far from being Superman. And as it gets, he's evil. So evil that he'll kill millions. Whoa. I mean, what makes you say that? You know how I avoided and your question about my past? How I said I left a life behind that I don't want to talk about, which I don't have a problem with. All I care about is who you are now and that I love you. I know what will happen in the future. Don't ask me how. I just do. Coast City and everyone in it is about to die. You're you're joking, right? I'm not kidding. Come on, we're leaving. Now, without a car or money? How? We'll walk, hitchhike, hop a train or whatever it takes. That doesn't make sense, Michelle. I think I think we need to find someone to you to talk to. What we need to do is find a payphone so we can call the authorities and alert them. They need to know about what's about to happen. Are you nuts? You think they're going to clear everyone out just because you say it'll be destroyed? I'm not even sure I believe you. Why would and with the cops? Uh-oh. Like I am detecting an abnormal chrono signature a short distance from here. So geez, she's trying to contact them and give them the heads up, but and even trying to say the right words. I need to let you know of a threat, a terrible, horrible threat that endangers Coast City. Terrorists? Yeah, I guess you could say that. Look, you have to evacuate the city right away. A few days from now, it'll be totally and utterly wiped off the face of the map. I need specifics, ma'am. What is the nature of this threat? Who exactly is behind it? It's a new alien. Oh, geez, of course, when they tell him it's a cyborg Superman. Right. Are you aware the President of the United States acknowledged him as the true Superman? It's a con job. He's fooled everyone. Ma'am, why don't you stop into our local office? We could find you the help you'll need. Nice try, but I can't let you succeed. You followed me? You aren't the only one who could serve time, sweet cheeks. Sweet? I didn't expect this. Our records define Booster as a third-rate hero at best. Good thing I have a force field, though it won't help much against those hurtful words and insults. I might cry. Don't waste time with her, Booster. We should return her where she belongs and leave this era. If you knew the horror that's about to happen, you wouldn't try to stop me. I only have a few days left to evacuate the city. I won't let you stop me. Few days? You're more an amateur than I thought. No one wants to see this happen. But sick as it sounds, it has to happen. You can't change history. You must be working with him. You're that cyber freak's ally. I know what kind of organization you belong to, but you must have considered the consequences of altering the past. Of course, we considered it. But so many terrible things will happen through the years. With so much of it traced to this event. Maybe so, but you can't play with time. What kind of amateur morons are you working with and working with? Who are you? Captain Sandra Karen, Project Slipshift. I'm the first authorized chrono mission specialist of the United States government almost 80 years from now. The government is messing around with time travel? That's the single scariest thing I've ever heard. Sorry to interrupt, sir, but I established a data link with the chronometer built into Miss Crane's biosuit. Its tracking is faulty due to damage suffered during her first time shift. The day is off by several days. Meaning, you believe the catastrophe will happen in several days. Coast City dies. Today. Within the hour, in fact. That can't be. If that's true, then there's no time to evacuate. I failed again, just as well. I don't want to sound insensitive to what's about to happen, but if you were to succeed, you put things in motion that you can't possibly comprehend. You son of a bitch! It can't be wrong to save millions of 7 million lives. And do you think this is the only time Henshaw will kill millions? He'll be responsible for much more, far worse than this. Maybe so, but if you do this, what else do you prevent? The Shanxi earthquake, Krakatoa, World Wars One and Two. Even if you put those events together, they don't equal this tragedy. Sorry to interrupt again, sir, but I'm detecting another chronal signature, not native to this time. We are not the only time travelers here. What is this, a convention? You didn't believe me. And believe me, who didn't believe you? I called the federal agent contact line. I was put in touch with someone named Agent Travers. Told him what was to happen. And he said my little friends and I should knock off the prank calls. That surprise you? Shell, it's the only thing that. Look, it's him! Go before you're vaporized. Go. Did you hear what he said? How do you. Wait! It's just some whack job, Shell. No, he knows what's happening. Wait! Where'd he go? You heard him, right? We have to leave. You can't just buy into this, Michelle. These claims of yours. Hey, do you hear that? Like a jet coming at high speed or. Oh no. Boom! You need to understand that I'm not the bad guy here, Sandra. Even you must realize that there's a substantial risk in changing time. Of course we do. But we don't see this as an isolated event. From this point on, Hank Henshaw, the cyborg Superman, will be responsible for deaths that dwarfs what happens here. No, not just here on Earth, but far, far beyond. She makes a persuasive argument, Skeets. Booster, you cannot possibly be persuaded by this. Sure he can. He might go down as history as a third-rate hero, but something tells me he's deeper than that he sees how wrong it is to let 7 million people perish simply because it's supposed to be that way. Maybe, maybe she's right. Not that long ago, it was thought that someone who got cancer was supposed to die until successful treatments were developed. There you go. Think of this as a treatment to prevent deaths of a massive scale. Booster, I'm detecting a massive ship entering local airspace. Please, not yet. Details, Skeets, details. I think we all know, and we all I think we know all we need to know, Booster. Down! Damn! It's starting!
Uh-oh.
Yep. Oh, things are booming in Coast City. You're saying this is it? The beginning of the end? Indeed, Booster. Mongo's warship is hovering over the city, launching the spheres where they can do the most damage. He and Cyborg Superman want Coast City destroyed for reasons that can't possibly justify the cost. As you must know, Sandra, their goal is to build something truly monstrous in the city's place. The explosion will leave a massive crater. Yeah, explains all that's supposed to happen and try to make a new war world. But then when Superman shows up, you were shooting at them. You're going to help me stop this after all? No. What happened must happen. History must not be changed. We must leave while there's still time, Booster. Leave? No, you can't. You don't want to save 7 million people, and you don't want to see 7 million people die any more than I do. You claim you're a hero. Well, heroes do not let that happen. He cannot. He cannot. Time must be protected. Oh, shut the hell up! What good does it do to protect time when millions must die in the process? Skeets, I mean, it was one thing to accept Barbara Gordon's shooting, but this, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. Staying is not an option, Michael. I know Rip says the past is solidified time, that it can't be changed, but how can he expect me to ignore a catastrophe like this? Oh my God, there's people inside. Sounds like a kid. Ah, ah. Like a little girl booster. Everyone else is dead. Damn. I want my mommy. There, sweetie. Everything's gonna be all right. Is this what you want, Booster? For this little girl to die? Her and all the other children of Coast City? I, I, don't tell me what is supposed to happen. I'm more worried about what's right and wrong. And this is as wrong as it gets. Skeets, send him somewhere safe. I have work to do. But don't argue with me, Skeets. I gotta do this. It is too late, Booster. This cannot be stopped. We won't know unless we try, will we? Now leave me alone and take care of Sandra and that girl. Yes, sir. What's your name, sweetie? Gracie Green. I'm 4. Scanning records of Coast City's deceased for one gray screen. My God, how sick can you be? I want my mommy. There are no records of Grace Green dying in Coast City, or Sandra Crane for that matter. So, your belt contained a chrono key, enabling you to be pushed through time. Until my last trip and fried it, not anymore, I can re-engineer in the key program. Wait, no, I intend to see this through. No, I'm sending you safety, where you can no longer interfere in matters beyond your understanding. You play a little. Crane's chrono signature is gone. So why am I detecting 2 others that don't belong? We've identified the attacker as Booster Gold, Lord Mongol. Puny whelp. Too bad Doomsday didn't kill when he had the chance. Your orders? Target and exterminate. Nice try, Mongola. All those toys on that big ship, and you still can't cut through my force field. Mongol, we can't tolerate this nuisance. Detonate the spheres and end this. I humbly apologize, Great One. We still have 6,000 of the 77,000 total to distribute. We need more time. Then I'll deal with this fool myself. Gold! That voice. Die! I prefer to toys you a bit. Watch you suffer, but I must still eliminate the Kryptonian. I don't have time for your nonsense, boy. You will die with an infernal city for the glory of my plans, except for the great honor it is. I'm tracking unidentified chronal signatures. One is so close I can. This way, Drew. We have to find a way to. Michelle? Skeets! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Michelle, how can you possibly be here? Do you have any idea what's about to happen? Of course, but we had no idea we'd find you here. Michael's here too? Trying to stop this, I bet. Perhaps. If in any event he will fail, we must leave. But first, I must ask what the man you're with. What is your name, sir? Damn, this is getting too complicated. Booster Gold is falling on the east side of the park, too far from where he needs to be. I'll have to get more involved than intended. Give Booster a push. So that was as a blast from some, yeah,
Cyclops.
sort of. Another attacker? Gotta land. Gather my thoughts. Booster! Michelle? Here? Incredibly enough, yes. Though we dare not stay any longer if we help to survive. You know Booster Gold? Know him? He's my brother. We looked all over the time for you, Michelle. Thank God you're safe. Yeah, but the city isn't. Can you stop this? Booster Gold, your brother? Unreal. Get him out of the city, Skeets. I'm not going to give up. No, Booster, we're out of time. I'm tapping the Mongols' intership communications. Listen, we've achieved an even dispersal over a radius of 85 kilometers. The 0 point, Lord Mongol. 90 seconds to detonation. I did my best work after the 2-minute warning. Take care of them, Skeets. Coast cities and dead are well documented, Booster. Michelle's boyfriend Drew does not survive this event. What? What did you say? I am sorry, Michelle. Our mission dictates remain intact. The past must be preserved. Make an exception. Get him out of here while I try to stop this. Michelle, what are they talking about? This is not enough, sir. I don't know who you are or what you are, but the cyber has eliminated the eradicator, even as we speak. These events cannot be stopped. And all the globes have landed, Lord Mongol. Your orders? Detonate them, fool. I want all 77,000 of them detonated. Now! Sir, I've activated the time platform. It'll pull you to safety. It's going to be tricky. I have to time this right. And Booster! And hope that young fool doesn't mess this up. Look out! Drew! And second chrono signature detected location. Michelle, don't leave me here! For the love of God, don't leave me! It sounds like a million thunderstorms all rolled into one. It's pulling us in. Take us back. I can't. Drew! 77,000 explosive devices erupt at once. And the world has changed forever.
Yeah, screw Drew.
Drew! Drew! How did this happen? It was like I was pushed. The force of the spheres detonating must have driven us into the portal. Why Coast City of all the places? All the times you might have gone to? Why there? I wanted to find peace, Michael. I need to get away from this time cop business you and Rip are obsessed with. I was familiar with the general era, so I used the time portal to jump a few years into the past. All I wanted was to establish a normal life of my own. Then I met Drew. He was so kind, so giving. Our car broke down in Coast City when I realized where and when we were. I'm sorry, but I'm happy you're back. I just wish it didn't have to happen the way it did. You can go back in time, right? Save him the seconds before Coast City exploded, just like Rip did with me. Please don't ask me to do that. I I don't know what to do about any of this. I need to get my head straight. I need to think about what comes next. Time and time's end, before entropy devours all existence. This is Vanishing Point, the ultimate window to the past, present, and future. Boosters ensured Kosei's destruction, but it's obvious he had some unknown assistant, a guiding hand of sort. Seems I'm busted. Care to explain yourself? Keeping all the pieces on the chessboard, Rip. Things were about to come apart. You're good at what you do, son, but every now and then an expert is needed. Whatever you say, Dad! There isn't exactly a training manual for this job, after all. Sometimes we have to make it up on the fly. You did a fine job getting me started on the right path. Though I still remember how completely nuts you made me, sometimes made me. Believe me, the feeling's mutual. Booster Gold, your younger self, isn't exactly the best student I could imagine. Well, sons and fathers, difficult business sometimes. The stuff memories are made up. You doing okay? You have more on your plate than I can possibly imagine. It's difficult, but I'm holding it together. The multiverse is intact, hypertime's in check, and the emerging conflict simmering. I don't know how much longer I can keep it contained. How's mom? Lonely? She misses you, son, as does Michelle. You should visit more often, you know. You folks aren't exactly easy to find, even for me. That's a bit of an excuse. I leave you plenty of breadcrumbs for you to track. Admit that you're rooted to this era. Fair enough. Where are you off to now? Time to go home. I've been gone long enough, and there are some shadows looming that need attending. If you had any real courage, you'd stay and help me train you. Don't worry, Rip. I'm living proof that things will work out fine. When the time is right, I'll be back.
Oh my
Wow!
gosh. He has laser vision?
No, that was using some future science.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute.
So yeah, we see him attacking a bunch of other terrorists and stopping all of them. Um, Frankly, I don't care what they want. All I care about is shredding them hard and fast. So he stops all of them, and you can't beat a dispersed cannon blast, Gold Booster. He starts chasing after them. Guy's like, I've already done 2 stretches in the pen, Gold. I won't go back. Dodges, deflects them, and takes them down. Unfortunately, that takes care of him. I'm afraid not, sir. We have a problem. Oh no. When the blast ricocheted off your force field, it struck the girl's dog. I did tell you to be careful of innocent bystanders, sir. Chrissy? I'm sorry, honey. She's gone. What the hell is wrong with you people? You think you're so important you don't have to worry about hurting people? You killed my daughter's dog. What are you gonna do about that? I'm sorry. I'll buy her a new dog. Whatever she wants. This isn't a toaster. We're talking about here. Chrissy was a member of the family. She was with us before her daughter was even born. You can't replace that. No, I suppose not. Why did you do this? Why? I was trying to help people. I thought you were one of the good guys. So did I. Jerk.
It was just an accident. Sheesh.
I envy guys like Superman. He always knows what to do. Never screws up. Unlike me. Doesn't matter where in the time stream you jump to, Booster. You can't hide from me. Maybe not, Rip. But sure as hell can try. By going back in time, you should know that won't work. Besides, who said I was trying to hide? All I want to do is be alone, in a place where I can't do any harm. Russia, 1908? That fits the bill, I guess. Here to give me a hard time for what happened to the girl's dog? That, Coast City, Michelle's boyfriend dying. The list is endless. We do have to talk about Coast City, Michael. You disobeyed orders. You tried to change the past. Orders? Didn't realize I was in the army, and I didn't change anything. The past is still intact. Now, for lack of trying, you got caught up emotionally and tried to prevent Coast City's destruction. I told you before, Rip. You're not my boss or my dad. You can't tell me what to do. No, I certainly am not your father. Look, I know that what you say is intellectually sound. The past mustn't be changed. But how do you expect me to do nothing when 7 million people were about to die? I realize how horrific it can be, but you have to accept it, Michael. The ripple effects of a change that sweeping would be catastrophic. Besides, the past is the past. Solidified time. Generally, it can't be changed. There are exceptions here and there, but they're minor. Michelle hates me. Your sister does not hate you, Michael. She hasn't said the word to me since we got back. She hates me for letting her boyfriend die. You didn't let her boyfriend die. It already happened. It's history. Talk to her. It will take some time for her to get over it, but you have to be there for her. Wait, it's coming. There. You're in for a treat, Booster. The Tunguska event is an incredible sight to behold. One of the Earth's biggest meteor strikes ever. Boom! Shockwave's coming. Time to go. Okay. Guess I'll leave this explosion to deal with a bigger one. Michelle? Yeah. Got a minute, Michelle? No answer? You're still mad at me. Look, I know you want to whip my head off. God knows I don't blame you. I wish I could have gotten to know Drew. If he made you happy, he must have been a great guy. And I wish I could have saved him. Hell, I wish we could have saved the whole city. But that isn't the way things work. We have to make sure the past stays intact. That's what Rip drills into me every day. Much as I hate to admit it, he's right. Do you think it's easy for me to accept that I can't stop a city from being obliterated? I mean, with the power to go back in time, you think I could change whatever I want. But it's like when I tried to save Barbara Gordon from being shot by the Joker. No matter how many times I tried, I just couldn't stop it. Batgirl ended up paralyzed. Coast City got wiped off the map. My best friend Ted Kord is still dead. That's why I feel like I'm in twisted inside out. I work to ensure death and tragedy actually happen. Is that the definition of a hero? There are days when I'd rather go back to being the old Booster. Always looking for money, partying, playing jokes. Like the time I convinced Ted I married an old heiress named Gladys. Can you believe he fell for that? Talk about a worry-free life. Remember that?
Ha.
He's referencing the Bwahaha Super Buddies.
Yeah.
But Rip has convinced me that I have a greater mission in life. Protecting the time stream. No matter the cost. And I'm really, really sorry you got caught up in that. If you're so mad at me that you have to leave, well, I understand. Please don't go into hiding, though. When you went into hiding before, I never felt so alone in all my life. With Ted gone, I don't really have any friends. Everyone thinks I'm a stooge, complete idiot. It's not like Superman or Green Lantern is going to take me out for a beer. We're family, Michelle. We're all either of us have. Oh, Michael, I can't stay mad at you. You'll stay. You'll stay. True with the love of my life. I'll need the time to get over him, but his death isn't your fault. I don't pretend to understand this time travel business you and Rip are wrapped up in. Seems messy and painful. You hear that, Rip? She's staying. Fantastic news. Tonight we'll celebrate after we run a mission. Very quick and very easy. Here, let's put this on and we'll go. Trench coats. This some kind of 60 spy mission? Where are we? The park earlier today. We're going to fix a mistake. Are you saying what I think you're saying? There are very small, isolated, general, inconsequential things we can alter. Yes. Hey, that's me. Yes, and we are actually here. We were actually here the first time. You just didn't notice. Hold on a second. Son of a bitch! Like, whoa, is that Booster Gold? Booster? I think his name Buster Gold? Booster. I think his name is Booster, honey. Hey, nice dog. Thanks. Her name's Chrissy. And you look like that Booster guy. You his brother? Sorta. Can we get some ice cream, Daddy? Let me get this straight. Because we were actually here earlier, we can make this change? Something like that. I'll fill you in later. Wait, are we sure? Are we sure we haven't set up a paradox yet? It's fine, Booster. The day will come when all the possibilities, limitations, and consequences will be clarified, but not now. Now it's time for you to go home and take care of your sister. You aren't coming? No. I need to make a quick stop at Vanishing Point first. I didn't want to tell Booster that I received an alarm. An anomaly had been detected. From here, the end of time itself, before entropy crushes everything. We can monitor events throughout the course of time. If something gets amiss, I get notified. Show me the anomaly. Most times it's nothing. This time, it's big. Whoa! Follow Rip Hunted Adventure in The Return of Bruce Wayne #1 and Time Masters #1. Thanks to Dan and Norm for a great trip through time. Next, Giffen and DeMatteis take the wheel. Heaven help us all! And here's just to give you the sample, here's the cover of the next issue. Keith Giffen and DeMatteis were united to bring the Bwahaha back to Booster Gold. Trust me, I'm a superhero!
The famous cover.
So how was that?
That was a little bit more heart-wrenching, but also fun, just as with the last one.
What did you think about seeing older Brewster?
Oh my gosh, I loved it. It was such a great surprise.
Yep. And that he helped a poor Michelle. And again, I don't blame Booster, do you?
No, of course not.
Even if you knew the rules, your emotion would get the better of you.
Yeah, usually. We're only human.
Exactly. But let's face it this way. I think here's why I think why gets ripped through it. He knows he makes the small changes, like saving the dog. He knows they can make that. And I think that gets him through when he knows that there's some times where you can make a few small changes here and there.
Yes, exactly. This one's not a big one, so it's fine.
Exactly. Or they saved the little girl.
What was that? You cut out?
They saved the little girl in Coast City.
Yeah, that too.
Now, of course, Booster didn't know that. I don't think.
You only know.
But yeah, so that's it for most of Dan Jurgen's run. Again, he gets one more arc, but that's a tie in the Flashpoint. But and he has the Time Masters mini. But overall, what have you thought about this entire run since he took over a couple arcs back?
Can you say that question again?
What have you thought about Dan Jurgen's run since he took over? As far back as when we had Elongated Man show up.
Oh, I think his runs are one of my favorite runs.
Now
So
it is.
yeah.
Makes you want to buy this now, doesn't it?
Yes.
And now do you see why Booster's one of my favorite heroes?
I didn't know he was one of your favorite heroes.
Okay, specifically this version of Booster. This version of
Yes.
Booster, since the start of this entire run, is my favorite, one of my favorite heroes. Because he's that perfect blend. He's tragic, yet still able to be lively when he needs to be. He's a great hero, but he has to act like a joke.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I think Dan Jurgens did that even better than Jeff Johns did.
Ooh, is that a hot take? Because I agree.
Maybe, but would you agree with that?
I agree wholeheartedly with that.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, yeah, this last arc. Now, what would you say was your favorite of the arc? We had the Reality Lost. We had the that one shot, the Magog one shot. We had the Blackest Night two-parter. We had the prior arc, and we had this arc.
Okay.
What was your favorite of Jurgen's run?
Mm, gosh.
They're all so good, aren't they?
Yeah, that's hard.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Um,
I would part of me would have to say this arc. The arc we just went over.
how many arcs did Jurgens run? Did write
Okay.
again?
We had the Reality Lost. That was the first one with the knife, the daggers, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And we had Booster meeting up with Booster.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had the Magog one shot. Then you had the hold on. Actually, let me double check. Hold on. I want to make sure I get it right.
Did I like the one shot? I don't remember.
I don't think you did like that one shot.
Uh,
Hold on, let me go back.
but we're talking. But I was gonna say, wait, didn't
Yeah. Okay, so
one of
yeah,
the arcs?
we had Reality Lost. That was
Mm-hmm.
the stuff from, like I said, the stuff with Elongated Man up to Booster teaming up with himself. We had the
Mm-hmm.
last arc with the Titans. We had the Blackest Night two-parter, and we just had the this arc.
Okay. Any arc with Michelle.
What that means you didn't
Any
get it.
arc with Michelle.
So that would have been Reality Lost and this arc.
Yes.
I like Michelle, but boy, good howdy, she goes to the ringer.
A what?
The ringer.
The ringer?
She went through the ringer, as in.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you went with the ringer, and I'm like, a ringer? What's a ringer?
No, she went through the ringer,
Yeah.
ringer. But yeah, so technically we only got 1, 2, 3 more arcs of this run left to go, plus the Futures End / Convergence tie-ins, and then the Blue and Gold mini series, and then we're all done with Booster. Heck, technically, if I want to, we can combine the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, the next 12 issues in a one video. Maybe.
Maybe.
But again, seriously, this run of Booster has been one of my favorite comics, period.
I can see why. Like, we love it when Booster suffers.
But again, he needs to suffer. He needs to learn.
I know. It just makes me feel so sad.
But again, do you see also why I don't care for them making Rip a bigger jackass recently in Flashpoint Beyond? And that one is like he's
Yeah.
back to being the much more firmer and no nonsense, no even remorse booster.
Yeah.
I don't care for that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, because I prefer. I know I don't. I care for a Rip here where he's a bit more showing compassion, even though he's no nonsense. He still cares.
I agree.
So yeah, that's it so far. We'll be back on the next one as we go enter the return of the blah ha ha era. But until then, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you all in the next one. Take care.
Take care.